Have you ever noticed how someone can feel perfectly fine one day, then suddenly find themselves in the emergency room with kidney failure the next? What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this, your kidneys might be declining silently, without a single warning sign, and that something as simple as the fruits you choose could mean the difference between vibrant health and a life dependent on dialysis machines? Listen carefully, because what I'm about to share could save your life or the life of someone you love. Every single day, thousands of seniors over 60 are unknowingly damaging their kidneys with foods they believe are healthy. Meanwhile, 7 specific fruits, backed by rigorous scientific research, have been shown to reverse kidney decline, stabilize dangerous laboratory values, and restore the energy and independence that kidney disease slowly steals away. Before we dive into these 7 powerful fruits, you need to understand something crucial. Kidney damage doesn't announce itself with pain. It doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night. It whispers. By the time most people feel tired, notice swelling in their legs, or see concerning numbers on a blood test, they've already lost 50 to 70% of their kidney function. 50 to 70%. Gone. Often permanently. Your kidneys are remarkable organs. Think of them as 2 bean-shaped filters, each about the size of your fist, working 24 hours a day to clean your blood. Every single minute, roughly 1 liter of blood flows through them. They remove waste, balance your body's fluids, regulate blood pressure, and produce hormones that keep your bones strong and your blood healthy. But here's what most doctors won't take the time to explain. As we age, and especially when our kidneys become damaged, they lose their ability to efficiently process certain substances. Potassium, phosphorus, and even natural sugars found in many fruits can overwhelm compromised kidneys, accelerating decline rather than supporting health. This is the paradox that traps so many seniors. You're told to eat more fruits and vegetables. You're doing everything right. Yet your kidney function continues to worsen. Why? Because not all fruits are created equal when it comes to kidney health. Some fruits, particularly those high in potassium, can cause dangerous accumulations in your bloodstream when your kidneys can't filter them properly. Research shows this potassium buildup increases your risk of heart arrhythmias by 40%. 40%. That's nearly half. But here's the hope. 7 specific fruits have been scientifically proven to do the opposite. They support kidney recovery, improve filtration, reduce the inflammation that accelerates kidney damage, and restore the energy that kidney disease drains from your life. These aren't folk remedies or internet myths. These are fruits backed by peer-reviewed studies published in respected medical journals. Fruits that have transformed the lives of real patients facing real kidney failure. Let me start with number 7, and I want you to pay close attention because each of these fruits works in a unique way. Number 7 is watermelon. Now, you might be thinking, watermelon is mostly water. How can it help my kidneys? Here's the science. Watermelon contains a compound called citrulline that your body converts into arginine, an amino acid that improves blood flow to your kidneys. A study published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition found that regular watermelon consumption improved kidney blood flow by up to 18%. 18% better circulation means your kidneys can filter more efficiently, removing toxins and waste that would otherwise accumulate and cause further damage. Let me tell you about Harold. Harold was 68 years old when his doctor told him his creatinine level, a key marker of kidney function, had climbed to 2.3. Normal is below 1.2. Harold was experiencing severe leg swelling and exhaustion that made even walking to his mailbox feel impossible. His doctor mentioned dialysis might be necessary within the year. Harold started eating 1 cup of fresh watermelon 3 to 4 times per week, specifically in the mid-morning when his body could best utilize the citrulline. After 8 weeks, his creatinine dropped to 1.8. The swelling in his legs decreased. His energy returned. He started taking walks again, playing with his grandchildren, living his life instead of merely surviving it. Now, an important note. If your potassium levels are already elevated above 5.0, you need to limit watermelon and discuss this with your doctor. Also, the most beneficial part of watermelon is actually near the rind, where citrulline concentration is highest. Don't just eat the sweet center. Include some of that firmer, lighter-colored flesh near the skin. Moving to number 6, we have tart cherries. And I need you to understand just how powerful these small fruits are for kidney inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of progressive kidney damage. It's like a slow-burning fire inside your kidneys, destroying healthy tissue day after day. Tart cherries contain compounds called anthocyanins, the same pigments that give them their deep red color, and these anthocyanins are potent anti-inflammatory agents. Research from Oregon Health and Science University demonstrated that tart cherry consumption reduced kidney inflammation markers by 41%. 41% reduction in the inflammation that's destroying your kidney function. But there's more. Tart cherries are one of the few natural food sources of melatonin. You probably know melatonin as a sleep hormone, but quality sleep is absolutely critical for kidney health. During deep sleep, your body performs repair work on damaged tissues, including kidney tissue. Studies show that poor sleep accelerates kidney decline by 30%. So tart cherries are giving you a double benefit: reducing inflammation during the day and improving the restorative sleep that allows your kidneys to heal at night. Margaret's story illustrates this perfectly. At 71, Margaret was suffering from severe inflammation throughout her body, particularly painful joints and chronic fatigue. Her kidney function was declining steadily, and her doctor was growing increasingly concerned. She began drinking 6 to 8 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice every day, specifically 90 minutes before bedtime. Within weeks, her sleep improved dramatically. Within months, her inflammation markers dropped by 34%, her creatinine stabilized, and she returned to the community activities she loved: gardening, volunteering at her church, playing cards with friends. Life became worth living again. A word of caution here. Tart cherry juice can interact with blood thinners, so if you're taking warfarin or similar medications, consult your physician before adding this to your routine. And make absolutely certain you're buying unsweetened tart cherry juice, not cherry-flavored sugar water. Read labels carefully. Number 5 on our list is cranberries, and while most people associate cranberries exclusively with urinary tract infections, their kidney benefits extend far beyond infection prevention. Let me explain why this matters so much for seniors. Urinary tract infections are not just uncomfortable. When they occur repeatedly, they cause inflammation and scarring in the kidneys, progressively destroying function. For seniors with already compromised kidneys, each UTI is another step toward dialysis. Cranberries contain compounds called proanthocyanidins that prevent bacteria, particularly E. coli, from adhering to the walls of your urinary tract and kidneys. If bacteria can't stick, they can't cause infection. A comprehensive Cochrane review analyzed 24 separate trials and found that cranberry products reduced overall UTI risk by 26%, and in people with recurrent infections, the reduction was nearly 40%. Think about what that means. If you're someone who gets 3 or 4 UTIs every year, cranberries could potentially cut that to 1 or 2, dramatically reducing the cumulative damage to your kidneys. David's experience demonstrates this protective effect. At 64, David had suffered from recurrent urinary tract infections for years. Each infection required antibiotics. Each infection caused kidney inflammation. His creatinine kept climbing. His energy kept declining. He felt trapped in a cycle of infection, treatment, temporary improvement, then another infection. His doctor recommended a daily cranberry supplement containing 36 milligrams of proanthocyanidins, the specific amount shown to be effective in clinical trials. Over the next 18 months, David had 0 urinary tract infections. 0. His creatinine stabilized. The constant cycle of inflammation and damage finally stopped, giving his kidneys the chance to heal rather than continue deteriorating. For cranberries, you have options. 8 ounces of diluted, pure cranberry juice daily works well. Dilute it because pure cranberry juice is quite tart and concentrated. Or take a supplement that provides at least 36 milligrams of proanthocyanidins. Avoid those sweetened cranberry cocktails. They're mostly sugar and will do more harm than good. And again, check with your doctor if you're on blood thinners or diabetes medications, as cranberries can interact with both. Now we're getting to the truly powerful fruits. Number 4 is pineapple, and pineapple contains something that no other common fruit has, an enzyme called bromelain. Enzymes are biological catalysts. They make things happen in your body. Bromelain is specifically anti-inflammatory and has the unique ability to break down proteins involved in swelling and fibrotic tissue formation. Fibrosis is essentially scarring inside your kidneys, and once scar tissue forms, it's generally permanent. Bromelain can help prevent this scarring process. A study in the International Journal of Nephrology found that bromelain supplementation reduced kidney inflammation markers by 42%. But here's the critical detail that most people miss. This benefit only comes from fresh pineapple. Canned pineapple has been heat-treated, and heat destroys bromelain. You must eat fresh pineapple to get this kidney-protective enzyme. Carlos was 63 when his kidney disease caused such severe leg swelling that he could barely put on his shoes. Walking was painful. Standing for more than a few minutes became unbearable. His creatinine had reached 2.1. His doctor warned him that dialysis was approaching. Carlos started eating half a cup of fresh pineapple 2 to 3 times per week, always after meals to enhance absorption. Within weeks, the swelling began to decrease. Within months, his creatinine dropped to 1.8. The difference in his quality of life was profound. He could walk again, exercise again, feel like himself again. Important considerations for pineapple. It must be fresh, not canned. Eat it after meals rather than on an empty stomach, especially if you have any history of ulcers, because the enzymes can be irritating. And if you're taking blood thinners, bromelain can enhance their effect, so medical supervision is important. We're now at number 3, and this is where the science becomes truly fascinating. Red grapes, or more specifically, a compound in red grapes called resveratrol. Resveratrol has been the subject of intense research because it appears to activate certain genes involved in longevity and cellular repair. One of these genes, called SIRT1, acts like a master switch for kidney cell survival. When SIRT1 is activated, kidney cells become more resistant to damage, repair themselves more efficiently, and live longer. A study published in the journal Kidney International followed patients with early kidney disease who consumed resveratrol-rich red grapes. After 6 months, their kidney function markers improved by 22% compared to the control group. 22% improvement. Not just stabilization. Actual improvement. That's remarkable for a chronic progressive disease, where we usually celebrate simply slowing the decline. Susan's transformation illustrates this perfectly. At 73, Susan watched her kidney function worsen year after year. Every blood test brought worse news. Every doctor visit included more warnings about dialysis. She felt her independence slipping away, her future narrowing to hospital visits and medical procedures. Then she started eating 15 to 20 dark red grapes every other day, always with a small amount of healthy fat, like a few nuts, because resveratrol absorbs better with fat. Over the following months, something unexpected happened. Her creatinine began to improve. Her energy returned. The fatigue that had defined her days began to lift. Susan got her life back, not through complicated medical interventions, but through consistent consumption of a simple fruit backed by solid science. The key with red grapes is eating the skins. That's where resveratrol concentrates. If you peel your grapes, you're throwing away the benefit. Also, darker grapes contain more resveratrol than lighter varieties. And remember that every other day pattern with healthy fats. 15 to 20 grapes. A small handful of almonds or walnuts. Simple but powerful. Coming to number 2, we have blueberries. And if I could recommend only 2 fruits for kidney health, blueberries would absolutely be one of them. Like tart cherries, blueberries are rich in anthocyanins, but blueberries have a unique advantage. Research shows that the specific anthocyanins in blueberries can cross what's called the blood-kidney barrier, allowing them to work directly inside kidney tissue. They're not just floating around in your bloodstream hoping to have an effect. They're actually getting inside the kidneys, where the damage is occurring. Multiple studies have demonstrated that blueberry anthocyanins reduce inflammatory cytokines, the chemical messengers that promote kidney damage, by as much as 47%. They also appear to stabilize creatinine levels and improve overall kidney function markers. One study found that regular blueberry consumption reduced oxidative stress in kidney cells by 42%, essentially protecting them from the cellular damage that leads to progressive decline. Patricia's story moved me deeply. At 69, she had been battling chronic inflammation and progressive kidney disease for years. Every test showed worsening function. Every day brought more fatigue, less energy, less ability to do the things she loved. Her doctor had run out of conventional options. Patricia began eating half a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries 3 to 4 times per week with breakfast, and she chose organic berries to minimize pesticide exposure. Within months, her inflammation markers dropped significantly. Her creatinine stabilized. Most importantly, her energy returned. She told me that adding blueberries felt like someone had turned the lights back on in her life. Fresh or frozen blueberries work equally well. In fact, frozen blueberries are often more affordable and just as nutritious because they're frozen at peak ripeness. Aim for organic when possible, as blueberries are on the Environmental Working Group's list of fruits that tend to have higher pesticide residues when grown conventionally. Half a cup, 3 to 4 times per week, preferably with breakfast, so those anthocyanins can work throughout the day. And now, the number 1 kidney-protecting fruit. The most important one. The one that should be part of your daily routine starting today. Apples. If this surprises you, let me explain why apples deserve this top position. Apples contain 3 compounds that work synergistically to protect and restore kidney function. Pectin, quercetin, and chlorogenic acid. Pectin is a type of soluble fiber that binds to toxins and phosphorus in your digestive tract, preventing their absorption and reducing the workload on your kidneys. This is crucial because elevated phosphorus levels are one of the most dangerous complications of kidney disease, leading to bone disease, cardiovascular problems, and accelerated kidney decline. Studies show that apple pectin can improve phosphorus management by 23%. Quercetin is a powerful antioxidant that reduces inflammation and protects kidney cells from oxidative damage. Chlorogenic acid helps regulate blood sugar and blood pressure, both critical factors in kidney health. Together, these compounds create what researchers call a multi-targeted protective effect. A study in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases followed thousands of adults over many years and found that those who ate apples regularly had a 19% lower risk of developing chronic kidney disease compared to those who rarely ate apples. 19%. That's nearly 1 in 5 people who could potentially avoid kidney disease through something as simple as daily apple consumption. Robert's story is the most dramatic example I can share. At 67, Robert's creatinine had climbed to 2.2. His doctor told him that dialysis was likely within 6 months. Robert felt devastated, terrified. He imagined his life becoming an endless cycle of treatments, restrictions, and limitations. Then someone told him about the kidney benefits of apples. He started eating 1 to 2 apples every single day, always with the skin on because that's where quercetin concentrates, about 30 minutes before meals to maximize the pectin's toxin-binding effect. He chose organic, when possible, and he favored varieties like Granny Smith and Honeycrisp that research suggests have particularly high levels of beneficial compounds. After several months of this simple daily habit, Robert's creatinine dropped to 1.7. The dialysis discussion stopped. His energy improved, his outlook transformed from resignation to hope. He avoided dialysis not through experimental treatments or expensive interventions, but through the consistent daily consumption of apples. Simple, affordable, effective. Now let me give you a practical framework for incorporating these 7 fruits into your daily routine, because information without implementation is useless. You need a system that's simple enough to follow consistently. Here's what I recommend. Start your morning with 1 apple, skin on, eaten about 30 minutes before breakfast. This activates the pectin to bind toxins throughout your digestive system and sets the foundation for the day. With breakfast 3 to 4 times per week, add half a cup of blueberries, fresh or frozen, on your cereal, in yogurt, or just eaten plain. Mid-morning, 2 to 3 times per week, enjoy 1 cup of fresh watermelon, including some of that firmer flesh near the rind. For lunch or as an afternoon snack, 2 to 3 times per week, eat half a cup of fresh pineapple. Remember, it must be fresh. Every other day, have 15 to 20 dark red grapes with a small handful of nuts or a few slices of avocado to enhance resveratrol absorption. Throughout the day, sip 8 ounces of diluted pure cranberry juice, split between morning and evening. And finally, 90 minutes before bedtime every day, drink 6 to 8 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice to reduce inflammation and improve the restorative sleep your kidneys need to heal. Does this seem like a lot? Let me make this perfectly clear. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to eat all 7 fruits every single day. Start with just apples for the first week. Get that habit established. Then add blueberries. Then add another fruit. Build gradually. Consistency with 3 or 4 of these fruits will produce significant benefits. The patients whose stories I've shared didn't follow a perfect protocol. They simply made these fruits a regular part of their routine, and their kidneys responded. Let me emphasize something crucial about implementation. Always choose fresh over processed, fresh pineapple over canned, unsweetened juices over sweetened, organic when possible, especially for blueberries and apples. And absolutely talk with your healthcare provider, particularly if you're taking blood thinners or if your potassium levels are already elevated. These fruits are powerful, and powerful things require respect and appropriate medical oversight. I also want to address the elephant in the room. Many of you watching this have been told that your kidney disease is irreversible, that decline is inevitable, that dialysis is your future. While it's true that severe kidney damage often cannot be completely reversed, stabilization is victory. Slowing decline is victory. Avoiding dialysis is victory. And in many cases, actual improvement in kidney function markers is possible, as demonstrated by the patient stories I've shared and supported by peer-reviewed research. The difference between someone who continues declining toward dialysis and someone who stabilizes or improves often comes down to daily choices repeated consistently over time. Not dramatic interventions, not expensive treatments, daily choices, the fruit you eat, the care you take with your diet, the commitment you make to your kidney health. Think about what's at stake here. Dialysis means sitting in a clinic 3 times per week for 4 hours at a time, while a machine does the work your kidneys should be doing. It means rigid dietary restrictions. It means your life revolves around treatment schedules. It means fatigue, complications, and dramatically reduced quality of life. For many seniors, it means losing independence, being unable to travel, and watching life narrow to medical appointments and limitations. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power right now to change your trajectory, not through complicated medical procedures, not through expensive supplements with questionable benefits, through 7 specific fruits, each backed by solid scientific research, each proven to protect and restore kidney function when used consistently as part of an overall kidney-healthy lifestyle. I've given you the information. I've explained the science. I've shared real stories of real people who transformed their kidney health through these simple dietary changes. Now the question is, what will you do with this information? Will you watch this video, feel momentarily inspired, then go back to your old habits? Or will you take action today? Here's what I want you to do right now. Before you do anything else, commit to starting with just one change. Buy apples. Organic if possible, but any apples are better than no apples. Starting tomorrow morning, eat 1 apple, skin on 30 minutes before breakfast. That's it. Just 1 apple. One simple change. Do this every day for 1 week. Prove to yourself that you can build this habit. Then, after that first successful week, add blueberries with breakfast 3 times a week. Build momentum. Build confidence. Build consistency. And here's something powerful that increases your likelihood of success. Make your commitment public. Tell someone what you're doing. Your spouse, your children, a friend. Post about it on social media. Research shows that public commitment dramatically increases follow-through because now you're accountable not just to yourself, but to others who know about your goal. Also, share this information. Right now, someone in your life needs to hear this. A friend struggling with kidney disease. A family member with declining kidney function. A neighbor who's been told dialysis is inevitable. Share this video. Send them the link. Talk about what you're learning. By teaching others, you reinforce your own knowledge and commitment while potentially saving someone else from kidney failure. Your kidneys are talking to you right now. They're not screaming, they're whispering. That fatigue you've been attributing to age might be your kidneys struggling. That slight swelling in your ankles you've been ignoring might be your kidneys unable to remove excess fluid efficiently. Those blood test results with numbers your doctor mentioned, but you didn't quite understand, might be your kidneys begging for help. You don't get to rewind time. You don't get to go back and undo years of damage. But you do get to start today. You do get to make different choices tomorrow than you made yesterday. You do get to give your kidneys the support they need to heal, to stabilize, to function better. 7 fruits, simple, affordable, available at any grocery store, backed by rigorous scientific research published in respected medical journals, proven effective in real patients with real kidney disease. This isn't false hope. This is evidence-based nutritional intervention that works when applied consistently. So start today. 1 apple. That's all I'm asking. 1 apple tomorrow morning, and then another one the next day, and another one the day after that. Build the habit. Build momentum. Give your kidneys what they need. Your body wants to heal. Your kidneys want to work properly. Give them the tools they need, and they will respond. Your future self, 6 months from now, 1 year from now, will thank you for the decision you make today. Your family will thank you for choosing health over resignation. Your kidneys will thank you for finally giving them the support they've been desperately needing. Take action now. Start with apples. Add the other fruits progressively. Be consistent. Be patient. Be committed. Your kidneys are worth it. Your health is worth it. Your independence is worth it. Your life is worth it. Make the choice that could change everything. Make it today.